Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. I'm your host, Shadowlink4587, and on the last episode, we found out that Phoenix Wright might have killed somebody with electrocution. But how? We don't know. We might find out on this episode. Let's see what has to say. The victim and I, huh? Um, I, I admit, I did. But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. Never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Stuck-up British wannabe? I see. So you hardly knew the victim? Right. Like I said, I'm not a killer. Phew. It looks like the judge understands. Phew. You're being naive, you know? Too naive. Huh? It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And what would that be? This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination? He's right, and it's the defense's duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if the witness testimony contains any contradiction. Contradiction? If a witness is lying, their statement will conflict with the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client. Even if he is your client, in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see. What does he mean by that? Is he saying that the testimony just now, that there was a lie, a contradiction? Well then, here comes cross-examination, please, Miss Faye. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me if you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Do do do. I admit it. I was there. When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, yeah, sort of. The place where something happened. Something you can't hide until what happened. We have the photographic evidence. Achoo! 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 Anyways, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene at the time? That you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Shaw. It's just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident. Coincidence, huh? But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. You say you found the body, so who called the police? Huh? Achoo, 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 achoo. Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police. Other students? That's correct. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in the shop. What? Is this true, Mr. Wright? Achoo, 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 achoo. Did you stop sneezing every time you were in the bind? Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body. But I really knew the guy to begin with. So you didn't know his face or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That is, I mean, so which is it? Did you not know? Did you know him or not? Achoo! 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 Now, see here. You can't even avoid answering the question by sneezing all day. Well, I guess I did know his name. News to me. Why didn't he just tell me this before? I heard he used to date Dolly. Who's this Dolly person? Oh yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia. Hot dog. Oh, I see. Oh, young love, so bittersweet. But that's all I knew about him. I never even talked to that British, stuck-up British wannabe. Mr. Wright, you stated that the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even? But that doesn't sound right. You already knew him. Then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Well, Mr. Wright? Ah, no, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I'll give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well, was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. I don't see any flag. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure it was right there on his back. This way, is there some point to the line of questioning? Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing written on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of his t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that you... What? But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please, forgive me, please. Yeah, you made our client. Alright. Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyway. I can't believe I trusted it. Mr. Wright was all wrong. Hee 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 hee. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies as part of me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of crime. Okay. Uh-oh, did I go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but is the medicine that you took over the counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a minute. How do you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. You lost it? Does this even have anything to do with this game? Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene. What's this? In the victim's hand, it's the Cold Killer X. Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my heart. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that the argument will work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to, especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints were all over it. What? Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine brought by Mr. Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify the killer as Mr. Phoenix Wright. Order in the court. Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. The court will accept them into the record. Crime photo 2 added to the court record. Cold Killer X added to the court record. Pikachu was added to the Oh, just kidding. Also, the victim's wrist watch was broken. Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through. Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all this? This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks, my poor hemorrhoids. What really happened? The truth is, I went to because he called. I was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3 o'clock we split up. And later when I went back, I found him lying there. I had begun taking cold killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on that day of the accident. Mr. Wright, that's completely different than the testimony you just gave us previously. Achoo, 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 achoo. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find the current testimony any more credible. Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell me any more lies. Let's see what we can get out of this idiot. The truth is, I went because he called me. Called you what? Had you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. And this Dolly person is my it's kind of embarrassing. She's my sweetheart. What was that for me? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden. Dolly Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, dog Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is. So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see. I was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. And check that. Day and time of death is 3 p.m. Cause of death was a finish. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time. You said the victim was in pharmacology department, right? Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone calls him the alchemist of IBU. The alchemist, I think? I gotta admit, that was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemistry and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious man. Young man. What do I do? Maybe I should ask for some more details. Um, let's see. Let's see about time of the disease. So you are absolutely certain that you met at 2:45? Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time classic. But they've always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments? Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab lifting up something. Looks like he's right about the time. Let us go on with the test. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Oh, okay, sure. I don't know all about that much. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something. Said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables? And there are electrical poles set up all around the building. The high voltage cables run overhead and around the roof. Finally, they were getting somewhere. We talked for a bit, then at around 3 p.m. we split up. Let's check the picture. So it was a little after 3. I keep pressing him and see what happens. So what? So what? What was it you were talking about? You know, that maybe we should hang out again sometime. Hang out again sometime. I wish that were true. And later, when I went back, I found him lying. So you say you went back? Yeah, that's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Oh, that's right. I was. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back? I thought maybe we could make up. Achoo, achoo. Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is behind this. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. I'm rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I pretty get. Yeah, pretty much. I always get a little careless when the starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. I lost my bottle at the lost, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day on the day of the accident. What did you do for lunch? Well, what does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I was eating with Dolly. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are always the greatest. Her mini omelets are always magically delicious. Hee hee hee. Youch! Why did you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at the approximately time of the death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by the explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for the lady. However, there's one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor? How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is, you're correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling. What are we at right now? We're at 18 minutes right now. Let's continue. Your Honor. Yes, Miss Faye. I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. Quite a brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you can understand the basic rule of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate the arguments with evidence. Of course, I know that. Actually, I totally forgot about this. Now let's say state here. Of course I know XX. Actually, I hadn't totally forgotten about that. Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you... Show me how you believe the victim was a lesbian. As the cause of the death, I say this picture captures it quite well. Huh? What? But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon. I'm afraid the defense is going to have him explain a little in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly is the photo is the murder? Well, naturally, it's right here. That's, what is that? A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we referred. The machines of the pharmacology students using the experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung about up everywhere. So then the high voltage cable? Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of the death. That's the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. Oh, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some phrases is don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been the high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. Achoo! That actually hurt. That much is certainly true. Yeah, yes, and that's not all we have proof. And irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? What was it? His fingerprints. Fingerprints? You mean that defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. As you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. You mean... Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm prints of the defendant's very own hand. What? I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent to murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. Order in the court. That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork in us. We're done. Mr. Grossberg, hemorrhoids. Never lie. The show is over, Mia. I knew that the boy was guilty the first time I saw him. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of the man's guilt. Your Honor, at this time I am prepared to render a verdict in the At this time I am prepared to render a verdict in the court. In this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye? And this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be. It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye? No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I will represent you to the very end. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There is nothing to need for him to say anything. Wait a minute, Mr. Wright. I'll tell you what really happened. But I already told you, Mr. Wright. There is nothing for further. I did. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Dog Swallow is dead. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for the sake, it's a continuous here. It's going to be bad news. You're lying. Listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. What? What you just say this now? What was that? The truth? Yes, I was afraid that I told the truth. Everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear to tell the whole truth, but nothing but the truth. That'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. He really did push it. It feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake. I just heard about that at work today, guys, and I don't ever want to hear about it ever again. But I think that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. Maybe in the next episode, we'll find out why Phoenix did this and why the victim died. See you guys next time on Let's Play Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. Have a good day. Bye now.